Aloha, Lizard and Academy families, and welcome to the 2025-2026 school year. This is the orientation video for families with children in pre-K, which is our 3-year-old program, and JK, which is our 4-year-old program. If you have children in those ages, this is the video for you. If you have older children, we have another video that was shared with you in the same email. My name's Leah Magana. I'm the head of primary, and which is pre-K to 5. And I want to introduce our team. Actually, maybe you guys want to introduce yourselves. Cheryl, why don't we start with you?
All right, good. Hello, everybody. My name is Cheryl Sanford. I am the primary dean of students.
Hi, everybody. My name is Rob Marsden. It's a pleasure to introduce myself to you. I am the Primary Dean of Academics and the PYP Coordinator.
And hello, everyone. My name is Megan Garcia. I'm the Dean of Experiential Education and Community Partnerships.
Thank you. All right. We are going to. Oh, we have a couple of other people to introduce to you, very important people. Kimberly Miyahana is our primary administrative assistant. So she is our admin assistant who supports our communication with all of our families. So if you have any questions, she's the one you're going to email. All of our emails are just our first name dot last name at leisuredenacademy.org. So you can use all of our names and you know our emails. So kimberly.miyahana at leisuredenacademy.org. We also have Fernanda Kenfield, who is our admin assistant to the dean. So she mostly works internally with supporting our teachers and supporting our deans. And then we have Linnea, our primary support coordinator, who you might hear. She might be reaching out to you about student concerns, as she helps our student support system as well.
On this slide, I just want to highlight some upcoming events and important things to make you aware of. From August 19th to 20th, your preschool teacher from JK or PK will be reaching out to you to set up a conference. We do ask that you to bring your child to this conference, and your teacher will set up a time with you. This will be a great opportunity to meet your teacher and to share more about your child as well. Then on August 21st, or before that, you'll receive an email that'll let you know if your child is in PK, they'll be attending for a half day, and that will only be with half of the class. And then on that same day, JK will also attend as half of the class as well. So you might have your child attend on August 21st or August 22nd, and if they're in PK, it's for half a day. If it's for JK, it will be a full day, and your teacher will reach out to you to let you know which day your child will be attending. Something important to know is that extended day is not offered that day. So please plan on picking your child up at the dismissal time. Then on August 25th, we officially begin the school year for our PK and JK year, which we are super thrilled about for having everybody on one campus. Attendance is really, really important, and some families are probably already begin to plan trips with their child, and sometimes these happen outside of our designated breaks. If they do happen, please email myself, rob.marsden@leisuredownacademy.org, to let me know if your child is going to be out of school at all. If your child is tardy or absent, please contact fernanda.kenfield@leisuredownacademy.org. That way we know we're not expecting you to be arriving and we're aware, and then the teacher can plan accordingly. If your child is sick and they happen to be absent for more than 3 days, we do ask for a doctor's note. And then we hope this never happens, but if your child ends up with COVID, flu, or strep, please report that to school.nurse@leisuredownacademy.org. This lets us know that we can make other families aware whilst protecting the confidentiality of other families, and we can help prevent the spread of diseases or viruses. We have an amazing schedule in PK and JK and so many things to look forward to. First of all, I just want to highlight that we have early morning care which is included in enrollment. You do not need to pre-register for this or let us know. And early morning care is available from 6:30 a.m. to 8:05 a.m. So if you happen to need to leave to work early, or if you need to run earlier some days, that is always available for you. The regular school day is from 8:05 a.m. and dismissal time is at 2:15 p.m. We have a lot of families who ask about nap time. Nap time for PK and JK students is from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Some of you might have children that nap. Some of you might have children that do not nap. If you have a child that does not nap during that time is considered some rest time. They'll usually be asked just to kind of lie down on the mat for a short period of time, just as a way of kind of resetting and then just taking some relaxation time. And then they're welcome to do a silent activity like looking through a book or something else. For those of you who have registered, extended day runs from 2:15 p.m. to 6 p.m. And if you happen to have enrolled your child for an after-school activity, you do not need to return to school at 2:15 to take them to the activity. The after-school activity vendor will pick them up from dismissal. Or if your child is enrolled in extended day and they have a later class, they will get them from extended day. Children have an amazing schedule once they settle in. They do so many fun activities with their teachers in class, getting to know their classmates, being inquirers, learning how to share, learning how to be engaged in the wider world and understand the world around them. They also take part in different subjects like arts, music, and PE, and the French language, which we have incredibly early childhood specialist teachers.
All right. I'm going to talk about drop-off procedures and pickup procedures. Now that we are on one campus, you will be picking up your children alongside other families, and we are a pre-K to 12 campus. So it's a little bit tricky, so listen carefully to this section. So for drop-off, there are really three options for you, and you might want to do the same thing every day, and you might have days that are a little different for you. So drop off, you have three options. The first option is if you are an early riser or you need to get to work early. And as Rob said, early morning care is free of charge and you don't need to sign up. It could be on a one-off basis or it could be every day. It's available from 6:30 to 7:30 because at 7:30, the children are brought from early morning care to their classrooms. So 6:30 to 7:30, you can pull up in the loop and walk your child into the B1 art room. I'm going to show you a map in just a moment. If you choose to drop your child off from 7:30 to 8:05, this is also the K to 5 drop-off window. So this is ideal for families who have siblings in older grades, but it's quite congested. This is going to be the most busy time for drop-off. And so you may pull up in the loop. I'll show you a map. An adult will help your child out of their car and walk them into the classroom. Please, if you choose this option, place your child on the starboard side of the vehicle so that it's easy for us to get your child safely out of the vehicle onto the sidewalk. We can't be going into the left side because that's a passing lane and it's not safe for your child to disembark from the car on that side. Your third option from 7:30 to 8:05 is to park in a designated parking spot and walk your child in to the classroom. If you choose this option, you'll walk through the gate. And we've learned that children do the best when there is an actual physical barrier where they separate from you. Separating can be really challenging, and we're going to talk about that in a moment. So that threshold of the classroom doorway is that delineator. So we don't allow parents during drop-off to walk over that threshold. You'll stop at the doorway. There'll be a teacher there to greet you and to take any belongings from you and to greet your child and to engage your child in the morning activities. If there's not an adult there right at that moment, please just wait at the threshold of the door and an adult will be there momentarily to take your child from you. I'm going to show you let me just make sure if there's nothing here. Good. Yep. I'm going to show you a map, and I think that will help you understand. Okay, so if you can see my cursor, you're going to drive into campus and drive up the hill, all the way up around the left side into what says the LS drop-off area. If you are dropping your child off from 6:30 to 7:30, you're going to pull up right by B1. So you're going to pull right up here. There are no cars in the parking in the loop at that time. So this is an appropriate time from 6:30 to 7:30 to park and to walk your child in to B1 where there'll be a teacher ready to receive your child. If you are coming from 7:30 to 8:05, please make sure that your child is ready to disembark the vehicle. There are parking stalls along the bottom here, along the hillside, and you can back into a parking stall there and do anything that you need to do to prep your child. Maybe that's put on their shoes, maybe that's brush their hair, maybe it's put on sunscreen. Whatever that is, make sure your child is ready to go and all of their belongings are in the front seat of the car. So that way, when you pull up and the adult receives your child, they can help your child out of the car and they can help your child with any belongings from the window of the front seat because parents are not able to get out of their cars while we're in the loop. It's just there's too many cars and we need to get parents on their way to work. So you cannot get out of your car in the loop between 7:30 and 8:05. If you choose to go with the option between 7:30 and 8:05 of parking, there are parking stalls right along the playground. I think we have 12 parking stalls right along the playground here and stalls all the way down the hill. So you can park in a designated spot and walk your child into the gate into one of the classrooms, C1 through C6. Remember, you're going to pause at the threshold and wait for a teacher to receive your child. And that's where you'll do your separation and walk back to your car to go on with your day. Please note in this map, it's a little outdated and C6 is much larger than it looks on the map. They're all equal in size width-wise across this building. Okay, let's talk about pickup time. So school ends at 2:15 for pre-K and JK. So some of you are going to be picking up your pre-K and JKers at 2:15, same as the beginning of the day. You're going to drive up the hill and you can park in one of the designated stalls and wait for your child, or which you can go into the classroom to pick them up at the classroom. Please don't be early because remember they're napping until 2 o'clock and they're pretty groggy for those first 15 minutes. You've all been there. You do not want to be there right away when your child is woken up. So get there at 2:15 and you're going to walk into your child's class and sign your child out there with the teacher. Or if you would prefer at 2:15, you can pull up into the loop. An adult will walk. You're going to be given a placard that goes on your front dash or on your visor. And you an adult will bring your child to you in the loop. If you have a nanny picking your child up or another family member and you need an extra placard, please let us know. We're happy to give you another placard for those days when someone different is picking your child up. If your child has an older sibling, maybe in fourth grade, let's just say, you would pick up your child at all of your children at your eldest child's pickup time. Your older children will come to the preschool and wait with your youngest child, your preschooler, in the preschool zone, and you'll pick all of your children up at your preschool age child's time. If your children are an extended day, then you are going to pull up to this zone right in front of the Schuler admin building with your placard, and they are going to radio for your child, and you'll drive right back around to this gate, and your child will be waiting for you right here with an adult with all of their belongings, and we'll load your child into your car for you. Or if you would like, you can park and walk in to pick up your child from extended day. That's another option. All right. Anything I missed there, guys?
Just to clarify, the older children will be coming down to the preschool and will pick up at the older child's time,
That's right.
the
It's the
eldest child's
eldest
time.
child's pickup time, and normally we pick up at the eldest child's location. But because of they're in preschool and they're quite young, we want the older children waiting with the preschoolers at the preschool, down at the preschool gate. Also, please, is we know that many parents want to talk with the teachers. This is not a good time for a parent conference. We do ask you to make an appointment because the teachers are focusing on lots of other children at that time, and we want to make sure all of our children are safe. So if you do want to have a meeting or talk a little bit more at length about your child, please make an appointment with your teacher. They are happy to meet with you, but we want to make sure that during pickup and drop off, we're supervising children and everyone is safe.
Great. And so, kind of jumping off a bit on what Leah was talking about with drop off and pick up, and in particular here, talking about picking or dropping your child off, especially on those first few days. You've got this, parents. You can do it. I know, as parents, we all get a little anxious about dropping our children off for their first experience at school. It's actually typically more difficult for us as parents than it is for the children. Often the children are really excited. And sometimes they will have a little bit of a difficult time separating from you. That's okay. We're used to that. It's not unusual. So really the best thing you can do is start now talking to your child about going to school, letting them know that everyone goes to school, that you're going to have so much fun. You're going to meet lots of friends. You'll play games and all the wonderful things that they can anticipate about coming to school. Also, being sure that when you arrive on campus that you're ready to drop them off, that they're ready to go. So if you need to take those few minutes that Leah was talking about to kind of settle them in and get them ready at the on the hill or park for a few moments and help them to be settled, that's just fine. You can go ahead and do that. It's really important for you parents to be a strong role model. When if your child does cry when you drop them off, you can smile to them and say, "You've got this. You're going to have such a great day. You're going to have so much fun. Go quick, quick, quick. Really send them off. Have a great time." The teacher will just wrap them up and take them in and make sure that they are safe and comfortable. And in all honesty, they typically will stop crying in just a few moments of being in that classroom. Teachers are really great at finding ways to get them engaged right away and get them having fun. Okay, so if your child is crying, we know it breaks our hearts. So after you've dropped them off, you've separated, then it's okay for you to go back to your car and have a moment by yourself and have your own little cry. That's all right. We've all done it. We've all been there. So, yeah,
It's funny.
separating is hard.
It's
Go
funny,
ahead, Leah.
Carol, is last year we had no criers on like the first half days, but it was like the first Monday that we had like three criers. I think sometimes it's
Yeah.
contagious. Like one child starts crying and then all of a sudden they all start crying. And so that's normal. We're used to doing that. But literally they stop crying within 30 seconds of being in the classroom and they see all the toys and the games and things and they reset. But
Yep.
it
And
is,
we've got lots of
that is
support
very normal.
available that day and
Yes.
ready to embrace your kid. So we're good.
Yeah. And
All
Cheryl,
right.
before you move on, I realized
Yeah,
I forgot to say something super important.
go for it.
If you are one of those families who is walking your child in, especially on one of those first few days or just consistently, we do ask that all of the children wash their hands at the hand washing stations, which are right outside on the playground, before you get to that threshold. If you are one of those parents walking your child in, if you could help us with that and help your child through the hand washing, that will free up some of our adults, especially in those first few weeks, to make sure everybody is getting out of their cars and all of that. So I appreciate that in advance. I'm going to throw that in.
All right. Now, at LJA, especially in our preschool, we do like to say that our kids are can-do kids. They are developing independence. They are learning how to be on their own, and they're learning how to work in groups and be separated from their parents, maybe for the first time, which can be a challenge for sure. But we want to give them the opportunity to practice some of those skills right from the start. So we do ask that, to the greatest extent possible, the children do walk themselves into the classroom. We want them to carry their own belongings. So hand their water bottle to them, hand their nap mat if it's on Monday, let them carry that in, let them carry their lunchbox, so that they can gain that confidence about in themselves, so that they know that they can start to do hard things. They're capable at a very young age. This is the age where kids really learn how to be a part of that larger group. So we want to make sure that they can do those things on their own. Additionally, it is really important that children they come to school ready to be independent with their toileting. It's important that children can use the bathroom independently. So now's the time to just go through those last reminders with your child and make sure that they really have all of those skills that they need in order to go to the bathroom independently, that they can take their clothes and take care of their clothes on their own. They can do up their buttons on their own, zippers if they have them, or just, best thing is just stretchy pants. Make sure your kids come in those stretchy pants where they can just work. They can do what they need to do all independently. Our teachers and assistants will be there to coach your child if needed, but we really do want them to be as independent in their bathroom practice as possible. They do have to be potty trained prior to coming to school. So that is a requirement of our program. Just make sure your kids show up to school dressed comfortably. Like I said, stretchy pants are a good idea. PE shoes, closed toe PE shoes on those PE days is also really important.
All right, moving on to communication. Communication is really important to all of us, and we want to make sure you all are connected in as many ways as possible. One of the most important communication tools that we use is an app called Parent Square. So that's where you're going to get all of your messages from your child's teacher. You'll be able to communicate with them back. And if you haven't already received an email with that information, you will be receiving the information on getting into that app soon. We also have a weekly newsletter that goes out every Friday, and then the old ones are archived on the website. So if you miss one, you can always go back and check it. That's a really great source of information for parents as well. We will have conferences coming up in October and March. So just keep an eye out for those. When you get those dates, one important thing to know is that those particular conferences are child-free. So just kind of keep that in mind for planning purposes. And then, of course, we want to make sure that you all are included in keeping up with our Parent Faculty Association. We love parent involvement and really keeping in touch with you guys on all those different fronts.
Oh, one more thing. The LJA Weekly, depending on your setting, you might get the all school LJA Weekly, or you might get the primary LJA Weekly, but there are two different ones. So take a look when you get your first email. I think it's the first Friday of school. There to change your settings, or make sure you click on the primary button so you see all of the specific to primary information, because there are two. I've had parents in May go, wait, what? There's another newsletter. Like, you haven't read anything all year. So I want to make sure there's all school LJ Weekly page, and there's also a primary. And they're all archived at the bottom of the Lizard and Academy website. So you can always go back and find those there.
And then this is just kind of a quick view of what the parent portal looks like. This is going to kind of be your one-stop shop for everything you need to do for your child. So you'll see all of the information. There's lunch orders that you can do. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But this is going to be a great spot for the Spirit Store if you need to get a shirt, anything that you might need to access. And then we also have a new little AI chat pup that's kind of being debuted this year. I think his name is Barkley. He's very cute. But he is also here to answer any questions that you might have. And so he's kind of another resource to keep in mind. And then for a lot of you, this is, sometimes your child's first experience coming to school. So we always want you to feel prepared and know what to pack and how to be ready for a great day at school. For the beginning of the school year, there are some items that you'll want to bring in the first day, and those will kind of stay in the classroom. So that's going to include your child's art apron, a change of clothes in a Ziploc baggie is really, really important just for in case there's any accidents with food or even just getting dirty when they're outside playing. And then you are, oh,
I
go
just
ahead.
noticed a typo on this slide, so I'll jump in. It says you need a mat and fitted cover. You do not need a mat. We have all of those provided for you, and you're issued a mat for the whole year. You only need the fitted cover. So I apologize for this typo on this slide. You do not need a mat. You only need the fitted cover. And also note that it says 44 inches by 20 3/4 inches. We were very specific there. It's okay if it's a little big or a little smaller than that. I noticed on Amazon this weekend and on Etsy, they sell them and they're slightly larger or longer. We're really, it's fine. It's going to fit over the mat. But please, you don't need to bring a mat, just a fitted cover.
And then those covers will get washed weekly as well. So that's something just to keep in mind that they'll be taking them home at the end of the week to be washed and then bring them back for the next week. And then as far as daily supplies, you do want to make sure that your child comes with a water bottle. If they're bringing a home lunch, remember to pack those home lunches. And then, like Rob talked about with nap time, they are allowed to have a little lovey for nap time if that's going to help them feel that little sense of comfort. And we do want to emphasize it's really important to label all of those items. There's a lot of kids, a lot of items. So please try to make sure everything that your child brings is labeled so we can make sure that the right supplies are staying with the right child. There are also a few things that are not permitted at school. For our youngest students, we don't have them bring a backpack, and that also includes purses or other accessories. And then footwear is also really important. So we want to make sure that no Heelys are coming to school. Those are the little shoes with kind of the built-in wheels. Or high heels. And I know, especially with this age, we have a lot of kids who love to dress up, but we do ask that the high heel shoes stay at home. This isn't as much of an issue with our youngest kids, but it just is important to say for all grades that for primary, we are device free. So we would like all smartwatches, any phones, any electronics to stay at home. And then just kind of building on having a great day, we do spend a lot of time outside. So we highly recommend sunscreen as well as insect repellent. A great tip is to apply all that sunscreen ahead of time before your child comes to school. And then if you actually access your forms on that parent portal that we just showed you, you can give the teachers permission to reapply sunscreen, which we highly, highly recommend, especially with the strong UV here. And that can also be applied to our mosquito protection as well.
Great. Lunch tab. I'll jump in. Lunch tab is our ordering system. And it's actually great. You're issued an account for your whole family. So if you have multiple children, this works great. And you can order your child lunch. This is really optional. Some families like to send a home lunch in, and some families prefer to order here. It's really your preference. We do provide all children snack in the morning and in the afternoon if they're staying for extended day. But if you choose to do lunch ordering, then you can do it here. It's also in your portal, and you'll receive an email. You probably should have already received an email for how to sign up for lunch. And we have so many events coming up in the fall. We have our parent conferences. We have parent nights. That parent night is September 11th. So save the date and get a sitter for that night, because that's a great date night. Come on out, learn about somebody told me once it was like ladies' night. It's not like ladies' night. It's not like a real date night. It's you learn about your child's class, and you learn about the teacher and what the day looks like. But it is really fun, and you can come learn about the school. And then we have our preschool picnic coming up. I'm going to talk about that in a moment. We also have Parents Turn to Learn in October. We'll be sharing more information about all of these in the LJA weekly primary page. Our Halloween parades are on the morning of the 31st. This is the cutest event of the entire year. So just plan that you're going to go to work a little late that morning because it's the absolute cutest morning of the year. Winter concerts are in December. May Day in the spring. We also have our JK moving up ceremony, and then we have a family fun night in October and some book fairs and book swaps and things like that. So more on those things in the LJA Weekly. Stay tuned. I want to go back to the preschool picnic because we are not going to identify a date for the preschool picnic just yet. This is a potluck pre-K JK event that we do every year on the playground, and we're really looking forward to it. But if you have driven onto campus recently, you'll note that all of the beautiful, very expensive playground equipment that we purchased for our new preschool playground is a bit delayed. We live on a small island in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, and sometimes our shipping gets a bit delayed. So it won't be fully in place and installed until probably around October is what we're looking at. So we want to reserve our preschool picnic for the unveiling of this beautiful playground. And that way you all get to play on the swings and get to experience it for yourself. So stay tuned on that date. It's coming soon. We have some other toys and games and equipment for the children to engage with in the meantime. But I think they're going to be super excited for all of the new playground equipment to arrive in October, just a couple months into their preschool year. All right, and here's our contact information. If you have any additional questions for us, you'll see us in the loop and in front of the preschool every day. So please introduce yourself to us if we haven't met you already. We're here to support you and make it a really great year for your child. We're really excited for the year to get started and start in our new beautiful preschool classrooms. You guys are the first ones to get to use all of our beautiful new furniture and beautiful facilities. So excited about that. Thank you so much, and we'll see you all very soon.